Okay, there we go. How are you today? I am a little bit excited. I know it might not seem like it because my energy is a little bit down today, so you'll have to forgive me, but I'm going to muscle through it. I've been dealing with a brutal headache for what seems like forever at this point. But that's okay. I'm hoping that throughout this discussion today, throughout presenting this incredible topic to you today, I will begin to feel a little bit better. But if my energy seems off, that is why. Headaches are the worst, but that is not what we're here to talk about. We're not here to talk about headaches. We are here to talk about something that I'm supremely passionate about, and I I just, hope that through me talking with you today a little bit about Reiki that you'll have a better understanding about what it is, because as all of you know, obviously you're part of this community. I am a licensed counselor for women, but I am also a Reiki practitioner as well. So I wanted to share with you because I think here's what happens. There's a lot of kind of misconceptions about what Reiki is, the benefits of it. I think there's a lot of people that have concerns around it, that it's tapping into some sort of energy, or I've heard all kinds of things, or it's opening some sort of portal and it's allowing in negative energy. And I really wanted to provide some clarity and get you excited about energy healing and what it can do for you. Because let's be honest, that I am a big believer, not even a believer. Believer is the wrong word. We are comprised of energy. We are energetic beings, literally, and everything has energy, whether it's you, whether it's plants, food, crystals, nature, everything is comprised of energy. And if we are energetic beings in that way, Reiki is a means to actually do energetic hygiene or clean up that energy that's coursing through your body. So I was really excited to discuss this topic and share a little bit about it with you. So I'm going to pull up my notes so I don't get lost in a sea of chatter and I stay on track, because I want to make sure I get through all of my ideas and all of the things that I wanted to share. So Reiki for me, I actually found it while I was going through my own therapeutic journey. So I started with my own counselor, and then as I started to tap into my own spirituality, as I started to kind of question everything that I knew, question every narrative, and really started to redefine my foundation, I started to become really interested in the chakra system, which I'm not going to talk about too much today, only because it's such a big topic and it's another one that I'm really passionate about. So I want to break it into bite-sized chunks to be able to really do that justice. But I started to become kind of obsessed in a way, and really nerded out on the chakra system specifically, which are the energetic wheels that make our body work. And again, we will save that for another time. And in researching chakras and understanding how they work in the body, I came to discover Reiki. And I started wanting to get a little bit curious about it and wanted to try it out for myself, because probably like you, I had all these ideas in my head on what it is and what it not and what it wasn't, and I really thought that I had to have the experience in order for me to really understand what it can do for the body, the mind, and the soul. So I went to my first appointment. It was in Milton, that's where I was living at the time, and it was literally like my entire body was flooded with positivity. I had never felt anything like it. And I'm going to share a little bit more about my experience as we go through this topic today, because I couldn't even believe it. It's like you're laying down and somebody isn't really touching you at all, yet you can feel the power of this positive energy coursing through your veins and uplifting you. It was powerful. And as I went through that experience, and I continued to navigate my own spiritual journey, and I continued through the therapeutic process, I felt like Reiki was calling out to me to be able to learn it for myself, because you do not have to have any sort of special talents. You don't have to have any sort of certifications. You don't have to have anything in order to be able to learn Reiki. All you need is a strong desire and a Reiki master to be able to attune you to that energy, so and make it so that you're open to it and you can channel it for yourself. Again, I will go through that below, but this is kind of a mini introduction as we go through the topic. So I felt really called, and I think that's what happens with Reiki, is that you feel called into it. You don't just learn it because you're curious. You learn it because you're drawn to it. And my Reiki teacher is located in Mississauga. Her name is Sonia Madden. She is a unicorn of a freaking human being, and I just adore her. So a lot of the information that I am sharing with you today comes directly from her and from Reiki.org, which is one of the main websites that tells you all about Reiki. So if you are at any point interested in learning about it, please reach out to me, and I can connect you with Sonia in the event that this is something that speaks to you. Because while I am a level 2 Reiki practitioner, meaning I can offer it distantly, through distance, I can offer it in person, I do not have the ability to teach or pass down Reiki to another person. That's not the level I'm at yet. Will I get there someday? Maybe, but I'm waiting for that call, because truly it's got to be something that resonates deep within your heart and soul. So yes, let's talk about this incredible healing modality. I am all about, obviously I'm a counselor, so I'm all about talk therapy and what that can do for the person, really having somebody to support them and talk through some of those challenges and reframe thinking. But I am also a big believer that after you go through talk therapy, there is a spiritual aspect to this, and Reiki really just kind of marries the two and brings them together. So you do the talk therapy and then you introduce the Reiki afterwards to really clear out the energetic body and get it working optimally. So let's talk about why you're here today, because I love to do that. Obviously, you're here because you're curious about what Reiki is. Maybe that's why you're like, yeah, I want to check this one out. I'm curious about it and I want to know more about it, and I want to explore the topic on a deeper level. Maybe you want to understand the different benefits, to understand if Reiki is something that you would like to check out for yourself. Maybe you're interested in energy healing just as a whole and you're drawn to learning about the different types, Reiki being one of them. If you're looking to deepen your healing, maybe you have been on a healing journey up until this point, and I'm not even just talking about healing in terms of maybe trauma or healing self-doubt or healing from unworthiness or all of these things. If you are healing even from something like, let's say you fell and you sprained your ankle and your body is in the process of healing that sprained ankle, you can also use Reiki to help strengthen your body's ability to go ahead and heal from that sprain. Now, as a caveat, I am not a doctor. This is still considered a pseudoscience. And I'm not going to try and say that this is going to fix all your problems. It is not. It can absolutely support the body in achieving a state of homeostasis or a state of balance so that it can better do its job, which is heal what's going on within the body, whether it's physical or psychological. So I just want to put that out there. Okay. And maybe you've heard a lot of different information about Reiki and you just want some clarification, which I can completely understand. So I thought we would start this off with a little fun activity. Ooh, this is exciting, because when I did this activity myself for the first time, I was like, whoa. So as I mentioned, I have something in my eye. Okay. Hopefully it'll go away. As I mentioned in the beginning, we are all energetic beings. We are all energetic bodies, and we are comprised entirely of energy. And I want you to be able to feel that energy within yourself. I want you to have your mind blown. So we are going to do an activity where we're actually going to feel our own energy. So here's what I want you to do. Are you ready? Okay, let's do it. You don't need anything except your hands. So you're going to rub your hands together. Get some real heat going. I want you to really feel the heat between your palms, okay? So now, once you've got all that heat going on there, you're going to put your hands like this, okay? Just a little, not too far apart. And you're going to start to bring them closer. And as you bring them closer, you will feel resistance. And for some people, you might feel resistance here. For other people, you'll feel resistance way out here. But that resistance, that is your own energy. That is your life force energy. You can kind of like turn it around. It's almost like you have a little ball in your hand, but that's how powerful you are. Let me let you in on a secret. That is your energetic life force right there. And you can even do it again. If you didn't quite feel it at first, don't worry. You will feel it. And when you do, it's like your body is alive. It's amazing. I mean, obviously your body's alive, but this is what is coursing through your body. And the more you do this, the more you practice this, the more you'll feel it quickly, and you'll feel it from all different angles, and you can turn it around. But that's what I'm talking about. That is the energy that is coursing within your body. And if that is the case, Reiki serves as a way to manage that energy that's flowing throughout the body. So I wanted to start with that really fun activity, because when I did that for the first time, it was really eye-opening, and it lets you, kind of gives you perspective on just how incredible the body is, and how incredible amount of energy that's coursing through it. So you can take that little activity, you can show it to your kids, they'll get a kick out of it as well too. You can do it again and again if you didn't quite feel it the first time. And if you didn't feel it the first time, that's okay. It takes practice, right? But it's a reminder of just how powerful you truly are. So before we move on, let's define Reiki, shall we? Because I like for you to have definitions. I'm like a walking dictionary. Anyways, Reiki literally means, and I'm going to break it down for you. This is not a very long definition. It means, quite literally, universal life force energy. Okay? Rei, R-E-I, means universe. Ki, K-I, means energy. It is a spiritually guided life force energy that is both pure and loving. That is the simplistic definition of Reiki in a nutshell. It's a Japanese technique for stress reduction, relaxation, and can also promote healing and balance within the body. Caveat, not a doctor. I've only just experienced it for myself, so I know. This process is administered to the client via laying of hands. Now, I want to make kind of a note about that because you are fully clothed when you go in for a Reiki session. Wear loose clothing, and you can kind of determine, do you want, hands to be directly on you, or do you prefer them to be, hovering above you? It's entirely your choice and what you're comfortable with. Once the energy starts flowing, it doesn't matter if it's right above your body or on your body, it will flow and it will go to the places that it needs to. So as I said, I wanted to kind of discuss my first experience so you get kind of an idea of how that went and what that was like for me. So when I went, I had no expectations. I kind of had an idea what it was, but I was like, okay, is this going to be like a massage? Like what to expect? So I laid down and because the practitioner doesn't always touch you, you can go in thinking like, what am I paying for if they're not touching you? So I'm laying on the bed, I'm closing my eyes, and she starts the process, and it's like instant relaxation. Like I was able to just let things go and just be. It was wild. I could not believe it. And from there, it's like you start seeing colors. This was the coolest part. Like with my eyes closed, I started seeing swirls of colors, purples and greens and blues, and I'm thinking to myself, whoa, this is incredible. I can't believe what I'm seeing and what I'm experiencing, and somebody isn't even touching me. There were moments where she would be working on my shoulders, but it almost felt like somebody was working on my legs at the same time, because what happens with Reiki is that the Reiki energy, when it comes from the practitioner, like comes through the practitioner to the client, it knows where to go. The practitioner will set the intention, Reiki, please go where you are needed. So if I am working on your shoulders, but you are in need of the healing properties of Reiki, let's say you have that sprayed ankle in your ankle, you will almost feel like somebody's touching your ankle when they're not. And that is the power of this incredible healing modality, that it goes where it is needed. And it feels like you are being flooded, literally flooded with positive, powerful, loving energy. It's like nothing I've ever experienced. And even though I'm a practitioner myself and I can do it on myself, I still like to go to Sonia and have her do it on me because there's just something to be said about the power of someone else doing it on you as opposed to doing it on yourself. It is a full body experience, body, mind, soul. I am telling you, I have achieved meditative, really deep meditative state, relaxation, putting your brain away. It's wow. It's mind-blowing. It really is. But until you experience it, it's one of those things that you really have to experience. So I feel like I'm babbling on and on and on, but that's only because I'm passionate about the topic. And one of the questions I typically get is about Reiki is how does the practitioner become a practitioner? And I am going to try and explain this in the simplest way possible. So you don't just learn it from going online. Like you could learn where to put the hand positions, you can learn all about what it is and how it works, but it's passed down from master to student or from teacher to student. So it's done through what is called an attunement process. And the teacher actually, through symbols and through ceremony, unlocks the student's ability to tap into the Reiki energy. So I, as a practitioner, I am not the one giving you the energy. The energy is simply coming through me. Think of it like a garden hose, okay? When the garden hose is off, when it's in the off position, there's no water coming through it, all right? So as the practitioner, what I do is I turn the water on, the Reiki energy on, by connecting to it, by tapping into it, and then once I've turned it on, then it just flows through me. I'm not bringing the energy to you. I'm not the one providing you with the energy. I am the one that's channeling it into your body. And the most beautiful part about that is, as I'm giving Reiki, I'm receiving Reiki at the same time, because it's going through me and into you. But that's how the process is handed down, which is why, if you're interested in learning it for yourself, even if it's just for self-practice, you need to find a practitioner, a Reiki master that can actually do the attunement process on you, so that you can then tap into and connect to this energy. And it never goes away. The ability to tap into it never goes away. And it's wild. No matter how long it's been between giving a session, it's like I never forget how to do it. It's just there because it's been put into me by my incredible teacher, Sonia, who I've already talked about. Anyways, I probably have done the attunement process, no judgment, no justice. It's that process in of itself, becoming in tune to the Reiki energy, is one of the most spiritual things I've ever gone through in my life. I saw like visions and colors, and it was so intense, but in a really good way. And you do a reflection afterwards, and it's so personal to everybody. I wish I had written down my experience, and my teacher told me to, but I didn't do it. So now I can't remember the exact particulars, especially of my first attunement. My second one was so that I could be able to provide distant Reiki. I do remember a little bit about that, but again, I digress. Let's move on. One thing, I still have something in my eye. Oh my gosh, I'm on the struggle bus today, friends. But one thing Reiki isn't, and I will say this, is negative or harmful. It is a modality that is filled with love and positivity. It is completely safe and can be used on anyone and anything. I'm talking young children, babies, adults, elderly, plants, water, food. You can give Reiki to your plants if you see your plant is not doing well, if you are obviously attuned to it, and you will see the difference. It's incredible. So with that, I just wanted to make that abundantly clear. There is zero harm that can come from receiving Reiki. Zero. There is only benefits. So if you have fear around it, if you feel like, oh, what if I'm opening a portal? I can assure you it is universal life force energy that is filled with love and positivity only. So that is the biggest piece of information you need to know. So let's talk about how I can help, okay? So I want to just chat about that real quickly. So what you think and feel, okay, what you think about and feel has a powerful influence on your body and the way in which it processes energy. Okay, so typically speaking, our energy is in balance or flow if you've tapped into your feelings and your emotions and you express them with ease. But if you're part of this community, you likely have struggled with communicating your feelings or emotions, and you've repressed them, maybe you kept them deep inside. And when you keep your feelings and emotions trapped deep inside and within you, then your energy becomes dense, it becomes sticky. Your body isn't really functioning optimally because it's using its resources to try and deal with these negative feelings, negative thoughts, negative emotions, challenging emotions, because you're not processing them in the way you're meant to. You're keeping them down or you're repressing them, right? So when you end up suppressing or pushing down your feelings, when this happens, the ability for the energy within the body to move and flow is disrupted, becoming stuck and stagnant. Sorry, I'm reading more than normal just because I'm dealing with this headache. Persistent negative thoughts, feelings of self-doubt, and unworthiness can also be contributing factors to the movement of energy. So obviously we can all attest to that. So our energy, typically, if it's stuck and stagnant, isn't moving optimally. So the purpose of Reiki is to use this tremendously loving and positive energy as a means to tidy up and release these more negative, heavy, or dense energies. So I thought of this really silly way of explaining this, and you're gonna laugh, but it's a good way to visualize it. So think of it like putting leave-in conditioner in your hair, okay? So if you're somebody that is prone to tangles, try and think about the tangles as the negative energy in your body. If you're trying to brush it out, it's going to hurt. It's going to be difficult. You might not get through all the tangles depending on the severity of them, but once you use detangler or leave-in conditioner or something to support you in getting those tangles out, then it goes through easily. So consider Reiki like leave-in conditioner or like detangler, except for your energetic body, right? And sometimes when you're thinking about that hair kind of visualization, you might have to apply the detangler more than one time. And same with Reiki. You're going to reap the benefits of Reiki the more times you do it. So when you decide, okay, I want to explore Reiki, your practitioner will often recommend, okay, you need to do 4 right up front to really begin to see the benefits. Because if you just do 1, yes, you're going to get benefits right up the hop, but it's like applying it again and again and again, because if you've never done it before, there's probably a lot of energies within the body that need tidying up, that need addressing. There's going to be more than 1 session required for you to be able to rebalance your energy in a way that it can be used optimally, okay? And as Reiki energy goes throughout the body, it serves to restore and balance the energetic body, comprised of the chakras, which are the wheels that we will go through, and meridians. Now, meridians are the pathways between the chakras where the energy flows. Think of it that way. Like roads and roundabouts. Like meridians are the roads of the body, and like the chakras are like the roundabouts, and then you go up, and that's kind of, I don't know if that's a great visualization, but it might give you something to kind of get an idea how the inner body works. And as I mentioned, the beautiful thing about Reiki is that it's going to go exactly where it needs to go based on the needs of your body at that time, right? And another really cool thing about it, and something you might not know, is that it can be done in person, meaning you're in the space. Let's say you're in my area, Georgetown, and you're like, I want to come to Denise for a Reiki session. Perfect. I can do it right here in person in the office. But alternatively, let's say you're really interested. Oh, Denise, I want to try it out. But I live in Ottawa. Can I get a Reiki session from you? Yes, absolutely. I tap into the Reiki energy and I send it to you. You can do it over a distance. I can actually set a timer, do a session, and say, I want this to land in Mary's body while she sleeps. That's the coolest part about this, is that you can do it from near or you can do it from far away. And I have a really great example of this. I have a client recently that I did a Reiki session on distantly for the very first time. She lives out towards the Windsor area, and I did a 45-minute session on her, and it was so powerful for me. And when her and I connected afterwards, she was like, wow, Denise, that was incredible. I could feel it. I could feel everything happening. I could see all the colors. It was her first experience as well too, I think. If I'm not mistaken, I could be mistaken. I'm sure she'll correct me if I'm wrong. But, and she said, like, I could feel when it ended. Like, I wasn't in that meditative, deep relaxation space anymore. I could tell when it was ended, even though you hadn't said anything yet. That's how powerful this is, that you can actually feel when Reiki stops flowing. I love it. I can't say enough good things. So let's talk about some of the benefits, because I want you to understand them. Now, the benefits are vast. They're going to be unique to everybody, and all of us are different. So what one person experiences, another person might not experience. It's really dependent on the person. I know during one of my sessions, when I was first getting it done, she was working on my throat chakra, which is obviously right here in the throat. And I started coughing, like violently coughing. I could not stop coughing. And afterwards, her and I were kind of, unwinding and discussing some of what happened. And she said to me, Denise, it was wild. While I could feel like your throat chakra was stuck, like there was stuck energy there. So I was working on it a little bit more. And the second you started to cough, that's when it started spinning like it's normally supposed to be spinning. I want you to think of chakras like when you go to the grocery store. This is always the visualization I use. When you get like one of those carts that has like the bum wheel and you're like, oh, why doesn't this wheel just work? Think of that as if your chakras are not moving optimally, it's almost like a grocery cart where it's moving, yeah, but it's struggling, right? Then Reiki becomes WD-40. I don't know. Any of these visualizations, anything I can think of to make you understand is what I'm going to provide, even if they seem silly, because I think it helps. But yeah, I had this coughing fit, and afterwards I felt so much better, and she could tell and I could tell when that happened. It was really, really cool. So let's talk about some of the extremely restorative benefits of Reiki. Number one, body optimization. So as I mentioned earlier, Reiki has the ability to restore the body, promoting harmony and balance within the energetic body. So if the body is optimized in this way, it can then refocus its resources towards increasing overall health and wellness, as opposed to tending to the heavier or dense energies. Because when you have heavy and dense energies, all your focus goes on that, your mind goes on that, everything Everything points to that. But Reiki helps to restore the body back into balance. So when that happens, your body is more optimized and you have a more holistic feeling of balance throughout your body. And it supports if you have a nervous system that's really dysregulated, like if you've been through a lot of trauma in your life, and if you scare easily, your body is typically in fight, flight, or flee all the time. You're in survival mode more often than not. But what Reiki is going to serve to do through this body optimization process is for it to be able to regulate, meaning it allows your autonomic nervous system responsible for fight, flight, or freeze to just cool off a bit, to take a break, to take a moment to rest, relax, and reset. And it's a wow factor, especially if you're used to living in stress hormones, to feel that sense of calmness within. And you'll be like, whoa, I didn't even know I was able to achieve this state. That's pretty powerful. So body optimization is number one. Number two is relaxation and rest. And I know this might seem silly because you can achieve relaxation and like through a bath at home, a face mask, going to the spa, but this is so much different. It's like your body is being given permission to enter a deep, relaxing, meditative state. All of a sudden, your body's able to chill out. You're just able to be without thinking about your laundry list of things to do, without worrying about what's going to come next. If you suffer from anxiety, you're able to let it go just for a moment. You have nowhere to be, nowhere to go, nothing to do. And even if you're somebody that identifies as someone that has a busy mind, there's something about this energy entering your body, this loving, positive energy that allows the mind to settle. It's like it gives it permission to just settle, right? And you might have thoughts that come up during the process, but your propensity to be able to be like, oh, there's a thought, ooh, it's much greater. You don't find yourself attaching to thoughts because you've just reached this kind of almost meditative state where you don't feel like you need to be thinking about all that stuff. You're just able to be present in the moment, right where you need to be. A lot of clients will fall asleep. That's completely normal because you're in this really relaxed state that it's completely normal to doze off. I am sure I've snored a million times in Reiki sessions. It's just part of the deal. You just kind of float into these states of relaxation. And some people will use essential oils to deepen the relaxation. I know one of the first places I went, they had a whole bunch of different essential oils that you could use and put like on your wrists to deepen your level of relaxation. For me, lavender helps, so I was able to use lavender. You can use crystals. There's different crystals associated with each chakra. You can bring crystals into the Reiki session as well too, to really deepen that energetic cleansing. There's all kinds of ways that you can bring other things into it to deepen that ability to find rest and relaxation. So I feel like I'm losing my voice. Maybe I need a drink. Ooh. Mm-hmm. Another benefit is clearing energy blocks. So when the energetic body is free of blocks, it allows for more positive energy to naturally flow throughout the body. So as the client, you feel less stress, more gratitude, positivity, increased clarity and cognition, enhanced capacity to learn and retain information, less physical pain. And again, with each session, this compounds on itself, right? And then you're like, wow, my ability to feel more positive, my ability to not focus on all the negative in my life is heightened. Like, I just don't feel the need to focus so much on all the negativity when I've been flooded with all this positive love and energy in my body. You're like, whoa, okay, this is cool. And you might as you start to get more and more sessions, you might notice that your ability to deal with stress, manage stress is heightened. You could find yourself having fewer mood swings, a reduction in fear-based thoughts or negativity, less pain or anger, because again, you're flooded with positivity. And you're just so in tune with how powerful and incredible your body is that it's hard to focus on the negative after one of these sessions. And again, everybody is different. So while this might be really eye-opening for some right away in their first session, other people might take a few to be able to get those same feelings. Another amazing benefit is improved sleep. You will sleep like a baby after your first session. That I can promise you. At least I think I can promise that. In my experience, your ability to sleep is improved. You can fall into that deep slumber because again, your body isn't tending to all the negativity and all the energy blocks. It too can sleep. Your body can be like, I don't have to tend to all this stuff. I don't have to tend to all these thoughts and all this thinking. I can rest. I can relax. I can sleep. And as you sleep better, naturally your body's ability to heal itself, because your body goes into healing mode as you sleep at night, you can start, like, the body can self-heal and restore itself on a much deeper level when you're getting better sleep. And with that, and kind of a good segue into it, is one of the other major benefits is it enhances the body's ability to self-heal. The body's designed to address any issues going on within it, right? Within reason, of course. There are certain things that are going to need medical intervention. Again, caveat, not a doctor. Because Reiki supports the internal body in returning to its natural state of equilibrium, your bodily functions will be better able to do its job. Your breathing will be easier, your heart rate will be better, your circulation and blood pressure, you'll start to see improvements across that through the process of Reiki. And the balanced state gives your internal body the energy it needs to optimize self-healing, so that it can focus on what it needs to focus on, as opposed to being stuck on all of these kind of negative, dense energies within the body. And we all have them, and that's okay. That's why I wanted to share this information with you. And number 6, I guess I wasn't labeling it, but this is number 6 in the benefits. It improves your overall energy level while preventing energy drain from being persistent. So if you're somebody that tends to feel drained of your energy all the time, like you can never quite get enough sleep, you can never quite feel motivated or ready or unstuck, you just feel like you're dragging yourself around, Reiki you will feel a kind of more energy in the days after a Reiki session. You will, because again, your body's energy, your energetic body has been reset. It's been back to equilibrium. It's back in a balanced state. Things are functioning appropriately in the body. So you naturally feel more energized. You're like, man, I feel like I could run a marathon today. It's a pretty cool experience. And then as you get more and more sessions, you're going to feel that increased energy, and you're going to feel less kind of, less drained on a day-to-day basis, if that makes sense, because your energy isn't being used to flush out negativity, which is what makes you feel like stuck and drained of your energy. It's balanced, so it's like, yes, I'm good to go. I can function and provide the client, you, with more energy, and you feel more vibrant, more radiant, more glowing. It's really cool. I am going to have to book a session soon with my practitioner. I actually told her the other day, but she's on vacation until the 18th. So I'm going to have to wait until then, because I do want to see her in person, just because we have a great connection as well too. And finally, number 7, Reiki, and this is what I found personally, it really deepened and increased my spirituality, truly, because you just have so much more gratitude for life, you have more positivity, you become just naturally more spiritual, because you're not focused so heavily on all of the negative. You can see life for what it is. Your values change, your ability to tap into hope and optimism changes. Everything just sort of starts to shift, and it's really spiritual in a lot of ways. And spirituality means very different things to very different people, but that was my experience. It allows you to tap into your heart, to your soul, because you spend so much time up here, and this is kind of like where all of the negativity, all of the fear-based thinking, this is the house of it. And when you're not spending so much of your energy there, you're spending more of your energy here. And when you're here, you can tap into your heart, to your soul, in a much more brilliant way. And it's one of the most beautiful benefits that I had myself personally, along with all of the other ones. But anyways, those are just some of the benefits. There are so many more. I could talk for days. I've already talked for 32 minutes. I thought this was going to be a short one, but who am I kidding? Anyways, as I mentioned earlier, I do want to take you on a journey through the chakras and kind of like all of this, go through them. Maybe I'll do 2 at a time. I haven't decided yet, and do it over maybe like 3 or 4 lives, or 3 or 4 videos, so that you can get a really good understanding about how the chakras impact your psychological well-being, as well as your physiological well-being. So I really want to do those topics justice as well. I kind of wanted to ask you let me know if this is of interest. I can start offering distance Reiki sessions to you if this is something that you want. So if you are interested in that, if you are interested in experiencing Reiki and you want to know more about it, reach out to me. Let me know. I can definitely start offering that as a service if it is something that a lot of people will get benefit out of. So definitely kind of send me a message, whatever it is, leave a comment, and I can connect with you in terms of how to set something up and how that will all work and deepen your understanding as to, and make you feel a little bit calm about doing it from a distance. Anyways, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to go get a bite to eat. I'm going to nurse this headache. Maybe I will do some self Reiki on my head after this, because it can be really soothing for that. But again, if you have any questions, if you want any more information in terms of what distance Reiki looks like and how you can book a session with me, please reach out to me and we can absolutely talk about it more. But with that, I hope you have a lovely day. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been an absolute pleasure, and thank you for bearing with me in terms of my own energy level and dealing with this headache. I truly appreciate it. But until next time, I will see you soon. Bye-bye.